You will need the following items when setting out to monitor ghost nets. 1. A measuring tape or ruler. 2. Net cutters and scissors for sample collection. These particular cutters are recommended because they are designed for cutting nets. You can get them from specialty shops that sell rope and equipment for the fishing industry. You will find these shops near any fishing area or port. 3. A camera. 4. The handheld device. 5. Ensure you have appropriate PPE, including long sleeves, hat, sunscreen, glasses, covered shoes, and gloves. In this case, we are using an Android tablet to demonstrate. Once the app and the sequence are downloaded, you can start using to input data about the nets you find. The more information you can provide, the more useful your data will be to the research and finding of the ghost nets and their movement and impact. The information collected must be as accurate as possible. Open the CyberTracker app in your device. You will see the Ghost Nets patrol sequence listed. Select it to start entering data. On the welcome page, you will notice that there are some tabs at the top. One says Start and one says Info. If you select the Info tab, you will see that there is information about the Ghost Nets Australia website and where you can go if you want to upload data to their database. Go to the Start menu and select the right arrow at the bottom of the screen, which will take you to the first point of data entry in the sequence. For this demonstration, we want to record information about a net we have found washed up on a beach. We therefore select Record a Net. Click on the right arrow to move to the next step. Note that the sequence will not allow you to move on to the next field unless you have entered information. Therefore, each field must have an entry. The first question you are asked is, what color is the net? Select the color which is closest to the net you have found. In this case, it is a blue net. Some nets have multicolored twines, so it is acceptable to enter more than one color. Move to the next question by selecting the right arrow. Next, it asks if there is any float attached to the net. Floats are a feature which generally comes in 3 shapes: disc, round, and torpedo. You can select more than one option. In this case, there are no floats. Move to the next question.
You have all different twines, and some of the twines are like silky, soft and silky, and you get some twines are like soft like t-shirt, that's the in-betweener, and you get the hard plastic. So in this case, this one's here is a hard plastic, is a hard twine. So when you look at the twines, you're actually looking for braid, which is like a shoelace, or you're looking for a mono, which is like fishing line. In this case, this is a twisted one. We need to look at whether this net is, or the line is actually double or single. In this case, it's a single. And we have a double that actually, you can see the double, which is different to the single. So, next thing we have to do is check if there's knots in the net. In this case, there is knots in the net.
Another way of helping to identify the net is to stretch the mesh. This refers to when a mesh is pulled diagonally so the knots meet in the middle. When the other 2 knots are pulled diagonally, do they pull the same, or does one pull longer than the other? This net does not have a long way or short way.
Now we're moving on to the size of the mesh, and the way we go about doing that is you have different use of fingers which tell you different size. In this case, this is a 4-finger, so this pretty much is 76 to 94 millimeter mesh.
The second way of measuring a mesh is to pull it close so that 2 knots meet in the middle.
The way we go about measuring it is pulling it apart like that, and from the inside to the inside, that's what we measure on.
On this ruler?
So in this case, it's about 90 to about 95. Yeah.
Mils.
So now we'll have to look at the thickness of the twine, and we have a guide here that actually gives us a estimated width. In this case, it's a 4 millimeter mesh or thickness. So now we're looking at the joins, see if there's joins in the net.
Joins in the net refers to when 2 or more pieces of netting are stitched together. For this demonstration, we are saying yes, and we will take you through the steps for entering information about the joined nets.
Looking at joins in the net, what we actually do is try and identify if both nets are the same.
Sometimes we get different types of nets joined together, whether large or small, or made of different twine types and size. On the next screen, we are asked how many different mesh samples. Take a close look at the net you have found to see how many joins we have and how many different nets are present. Photos and samples help in net identification, particularly if there is uncertainty. If you feel that the net is unique or different in any way, then it would be great to get a photo or a sample. A sample only needs to be at least 2 meshes in size. Send an email to info@ghostnet.com.au for an address to send samples to. Put the sample in a clip-lock bag and send it labeled to the address provided. Alternatively, you can take a photo of the net at the end of the sequence.
The next question is about whether there are any animals trapped in the net. If you click on yes, like in this demonstration, you'll be asked if the trapped animal information has been recorded. Sometimes the information about trapped animals can be recorded elsewhere before you record net data, such as in the Saltwater Country Patrol. If it has not been recorded earlier, click on Will Record Here to enter details now. Click on the relevant animal caught in the net. You can record more than one animal, as well as more than one type of animal. If you accidentally put in too many by clicking on the animal too many times, you can reduce the number by clicking on the minus sign to the left-hand side of the animal name. The animals that are listed are those most commonly found, so for any others, just mark the other box with the number of them you see. For animals like small crabs, where there are too many to count, just record a question mark in the box.
Size can be measured by imagining the net is bundled up into a ball. You can then estimate which of the 4 choices most likely match a volume. Is the net the size of a football, a Toyota tyre, or would it fit into a wheelie bin or a ute?
When estimating to identify the net on the size, we actually put it up against the tyre and the football, but in this case it's more or less the size of a tyre rather than the football.
So we are saying in this demonstration that this is the size of a 4-wheel drive tyre. Finally, we are given an option to take a photo. You do not have to take a photo, but particularly where there are 2 mesh types, it can be quite useful. Simply tap the center of the screen and it will take you to the camera. We are then given the opportunity to put in some comments. Type in any other information that you have found with the net that is not captured by the question.
With this particular net, we have a strengthening system or strengthening ropes, which are actually laid 50 centimeters apart from each other. That covers the net and gives it its strength.
Once you have finished putting information in the comments section, click OK.
At the bottom of the screen, you should see a downward arrow. Click on this to take you to a screen that allows you to record a GPS point and save your data. This will take you to a screen where you can choose an option to record another net, which will restart the sequence, or finish recording data, which will take you back to the home page. If you have finished entering data, you can close the program.